Hello and bienvenidos to Pica Poco Kitchen. Today we're making fish and shrimp ceviche. Vámonos! In Mexico, during the hottest days of summer, it is traditional for parents to feed their kids the hottest dish available. Soups, caldos, broths, stews. And now that I am myself a señora, I am constantly fighting the urge of cooking something hot in the summer. I also realize now, after finally coming out of the worst head cold that I've had the whole year, is that parents know best. They were probably feeding our immune system to fight against the bacteria and viruses that thrive during the hot weather. Regardless of that, I have for you today a cold and refreshing dish for the summer in the form of ceviche. Throughout Latin America, there are many kinds of ceviche. You have among the most popular Peruvian ceviche, you have leche de tigre, you have Ecuadorian ceviche. In Mexico, you have it in the shape of cocktails, in the shape of tostadas, quesadillas, and my favorite, aguachile. But for you today, I have a simple fish and shrimp ceviche that can be adjusted to your preference. I will give you my tips and suggestions so you can build your own. So let's get to it. I am going to start by cooking my fish. And yes, a lot of recipes call for raw fish, but in this case, I'll be using a lonesome fillet of whitefish that I had in my freezer for a bit. So, just to be safe, I am going to cook it. I'll cook it in well salted water with a little piece of onion, one garlic clove, and one bay leaf. It is my white fillet fish. If you have fresh fish or sushi grade fish, by all means, you can skip this step and cook it alongside the shrimp. I will add also 5 peppercorns and bring it to a fast boil. It's not gonna take a long time. I'll be back with it in a minute. It will most likely be ready as soon as I'm done prepping my shrimp. Here I have 8 ounces of raw shrimp with the tail that I will be removing, and here is an up-close look on how I do it in order to not break it apart. Lift that little tab up and then pull it like a sock, and that way we make sure to use all of the shrimp meat that we have, because this dish is all about stretching the budget and making sure it fits our family. So, on the same note, I am going to chop roughly my shrimp because I like to have a nice small bite, but also, like I said, to make it stretch. If you are uncertain of where your shrimp comes from or how fresh it is, or you just simply feel uncomfortable eating raw fish of any sort, by all means go ahead and cook it alongside the fish in water or steam it or do any other method you prefer. I sometimes even like to cook my fish in the skillet just to make sure to give it an extra seasoning. You can do that with the shrimp as well. It's going to be up to you. Of course, you have to do whatever is best for your family. And just like I imagine, my fish is ready as soon as I'm done with the shrimp, so I'm gonna fish it out and let it cool in my chopping board while I marinate or quote unquote cook the shrimp with some lime. And to submerge the shrimp in the lime, I recommend 1 cup of lime. I use 3 big juicy limes. That was enough to cover it. Make sure to give it a mix and let it soak there for a couple of minutes. You will see how the shrimp starts to change color. On the meantime, I am going to chop my fish. Remember, we're making all of this last or be enough for two people. Once I have that done, I'm gonna add it and mix it with the shrimp. And we are done with the fish part of the ceviche, but the flavor and the style comes next. So give it a mix and let's get ready with our veggies. If you want your ceviche to have a little bit of a sweeter taste, you can add a little bit of orange juice or lime juice. For the veggies, I'm going simple and classic. I'm gonna start with a quarter of a red onion. I dice it really small because I don't want big bites of onion and I don't want it to steal the show from the ceviche. And I normally prefer to go for red. I find it more pleasant when it comes to raw. I'm also adding one Roma tomato, seeds and juice and all because we want this ceviche to have a nice sauce. And here it comes, half of a pepino. I think that pepino is the one that makes things fresher. It's a lot of water, fresh, crunchy. I leave a little bit of the skin. I take the seeds off and dice it really small. And once more, use whatever you have available, whatever is in season. And if you want to give it a tropical or fruity touch to your ceviche, you can add diced mango, pineapple, or even orange supremes. It's gonna be up to you to whatever take you want to give this ceviche. And for extra freshness, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of cilantro, but you can leave it out if you don't like it. I think that the essence of the ceviche will come in the sauce. I like mine very juicy and a little bit acid, so I'm adding an extra lime just to make sure I have that. And for a punch of extra seafood flavor, I'm also adding a quarter of a cup of Clamato. Clamato is a traditional Mexican juice. It's tomato, celery, and clam based juice. It's very delicious, don't be discouraged, and it goes well with a lot of cocktails. If you can get clam juice but you also want a punch, you can add 1 teaspoon of oyster sauce. I also want some funk from anchovy, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon of English sauce. Don't go too crazy because a teaspoon is more than enough. Season with salt and pepper. Give it a mix and a taste and adjust if there's something you're missing or something you want to add extra. And we're almost done. But the most important part for a Mexican ceviche is the spice. And it can come in many shapes. You can add jalapeno or serrano if you don't want it too spicy. But if you want to take the spice to a new level, I recommend 1 tablespoon of Chiltepin. You can use arbol pepper if you can find Chiltepin, but Chiltepin for seafood is my favorite. Chiltepin is spicy. It can go between 50 to 100,000 Scoville units, so be mindful. In terms of flavor, it's fruity, a little bit citrusy. That's why I think it goes great with seafood. It is an intense first bite, but it fades away rapidly. So, if you like heat, then give chiltepin a try. So, let's add it and give it a good mix. And we are ready to try and enjoy our own ceviche. And feel free to use other seafoods as well. Ceviche goes great with scallops or octopus. So if you can, give those a try. And one of my favorite ways to enjoy ceviche is in tostadas. This time I'm using store-bought tostadas, but feel free if you want to make your own. And I think that in my family and most of the north of the country, we like to eat our seafood tostadas with a little layer of mayo. I think it goes great. and it gives the tostada protection from all the juices and liquid from the ceviche. Add as much ceviche as you want. And of course, don't you think I'm forgetting about avocado? You can dice avocado and mix it straight into your ceviche, or you can slice it and put it on top. It's up to you. And here you go, you're ready to enjoy your delicious ceviche. And here we have it. The tostada didn't make it whole, but it doesn't matter. You can eat it however you want. And now I can wait. Let's give it a go. Pica poco, but in a good way. You can control the spicy level in your ceviche. What I really like about cooking the shrimp in the lime is that the texture will remain tender and nice throughout. Because sometimes when you cook your shrimp, it can get chewier the longer it waits. Make it fresh, make it right before you're about to sit down, and it's gonna be perfect. I think that this is an affordable way to eat seafood. You, like you saw, don't especially have to use the most expensive kind. You can make it work with whatever you have. Even can or pouch tuna would work. Do whatever veggies you feel like are the best for you, the ones that are available, but definitely give it a try. This is an affordable way to bring some seasonal vibes into your summer. I really hope you liked this recipe just like this video, and if you did, please share it with your friends. Like, subscribe, and be notified. And for more, follow me on the socials. Adios, amigues.